Hey, what's going on, guys? OJ back here with another video, and today we're going to be talking about UFC fighters who have the fakest fan bases around. All right. Now, when I say fake fan bases, I'm not talking about fan bases I disagree with. I'm not talking about fan bases for like very weird and niche fighters. I'm talking about the fan bases that just outright spread misinformation. All right. And most of these fans are not actual fans of these fighters. Most of them have ulterior motives, all right? Whether it be supporting a different fighter or whether it be they don't want to be seen as a casual. I'm going to be covering a couple of fighters with these notable fake fan bases. So, without wasting any more time, let's jump right into the video. Okay, so the first fan base I want to cover with for you guys, the Ciryl Gane fans. All right, Ciryl Gane's fighting this weekend, and a lot of Ciryl Gane fans have now popped up the woodworks talking about this is the guy that's gonna beat Tom Aspinall. All right, now I'm not gonna say this for every single Ciryl Gane fan, but most of these guys who are speaking out right now, they're not actual Ciryl Gane fans. They are secretly John Jones fans who are preying on Tom Aspinall's downfall. All right. And the only reason why these guys want Ciryl Gane to win is so that they can clown on Tom Aspinall. It's as simple as that. And the only people, all right, who genuinely support Gane right now are either the French fans or just one of these niche Gane fans, which there aren't that many of. All right. If you see a Ciryl Gane fan online right now, all right, it could be rage bait, but 8 out of 10 times, it's going to be a a secret John Jones fan that just doesn't want Tom Aspinall to legitimize his legacy, also solidify the fact that John Jones was bucking Tom Aspinall this entire time. All right, now up next we got the Arman Tsarukyan fans. All right, this is a very similar situation to what's going on with Ciryl Gane right now because a lot of Arman Tsarukyan fans have been showing up on social media over the past couple of months, but you don't really see the support for Arman Tsarukyan in a while until there were talks of Ilya Taporia moving up to fight Islam Makhachev. All right. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that Islam is ducking Taporia, but these fans will have you believing that Arman Tsarukyan is this undeniable contender, despite not fighting for over a year and a half. And the only reason these guys are speaking up now is because Arman Tsarukyan fans, or at least most of them, are actually Islam Makhachev fans that want to see Ilya Taporia lose. All right. Now, these same fans, you got to keep in mind, were clowning Arman Tsarukyan like what was it 9 months ago. I know it says sixth on the PowerPoint, but like that's my point. It wasn't that long ago when Arman Tsarukyan was being clowned on by the Makhachev fans for pulling out of UFC 311 with a quote unquote back injury. But now all of a sudden, after Arman Tsarukyan hasn't fought anybody, I know he's fighting Dan Hooker in November, but still, like it's been a while since we've seen Tsarukyan really get in the cage. And these guys will have you believing that they're genuine Tsarukyan fans, when in reality, the only reason they're now supporting Tsarukyan is because Ilya Taporia is the number one public enemy to like Islam Makhachev fans. So Arman Tsarukyan fans also like they think that Tsarukyan's funny. Like I'll be real, there's nothing really funny about Tsarukyan just like eating a bunch of food, right? He just sits there like a fat cat almost, a fat rich cat, just gobbling down whatever big plate is in front of him, and for some reason the Armin Tsarukyan fans gobble it all up as like, oh, he has the social media presence. Like, no, not really. Like, I don't know. Like, am I denying that Armin Tsarukyan's a good fighter? No, but the only reason most of Tsarukyan's fans are supporting him right now is because they see Ilya Topuria as a potential threat to Islam Makhachev. All right, now up next, we got the Valentina Shevchenko fans. Now, I don't think that many people will disagree with what I'm saying here. All right. Valentina Shevchenko is straight up boring as hell to watch. But I remember when I said that Shevchenko's fight with Manov Europe was one of the worst fights I've seen. I remember on Instagram, I've gotten a lot of hate comments towards me. And I'm just saying, did you watch the fight? Because if you actually did watch the fight between Shevchenko and Manon Fiorot, you would agree with me that that fight was simply really boring. All right, arguably one of the fight's worst fights this year. All right, and let me just say this to the Shevchenko fans: like this is not 2020. All right, I remember a time when Shevchenko was getting highlight reel KOs against pretty decent level competition, but as of recently, like since the first fight with Alexa Grasso, like Shevchenko has not been entertaining whatsoever. Right? Am I denying that she's a good fighter? No, of course not. She has like 8 title defenses or something ridiculous like that. The women's flyweight division. But it just seems like most of these Valentina Shevchenko fans are just living 5 years down the past. And they're just in denial of the fact that Shevchenko is not that fun to watch anymore. All right. So Valentina Shevchenko fans, like again, this ain't 2020. And you gotta accept the fact that she's not as fun as she used to be. All right, now up next, we got the anti JDM fans. All right, now this fan base is the most confusing to me. All right, I don't know why these fans can't admit that JDM's awesome. All right, they will call the Basil Hafez fight a robbery. They will call the Kevin Holland fight a robbery. Some people even call the Gilbert Burns fight luck, where Gilbert Burns was dominating JDM for 2 rounds in on the ground. And they will talk about Bilal Muhammad. The only reason Bilal Muhammad lost was because he didn't shoot takedowns. Like he shot around like 9 or 10 takedowns, where Bilal Muhammad's like career average is like 10 or 11 takedowns. Like could he have shot more? Like sure, but like that's just you're just lying to yourself if you're saying that Bilal Muhammad didn't shoot any takedowns, and that's why Bilal lost. If anything, Bilal looked very similar to how he fought Leon Edwards. All right, Bilal isn't this guy who really just spams takedowns like Merab Dvalishvili. Bilal Muhammad actually likes to strike with you a lot more on especially like in the early rounds where he's trying to find his timing for the takedowns. Like Bilal Muhammad is primarily sticking to himself on the feet. So I don't think that these anti JDM fans like really know what they're talking about. All right. JDM's fun to watch. Like accept it. All right. This guy's a legitimate challenger to Islam Makhachev. Am I guaranteeing that JDM will win? No. Am I rooting for him though? Yes, because JDM is one of the most fun and underrated fighters you can see on the roster. And I'm just sick of all these anti JDM fans talking about, oh, he got so lucky with this fight, or oh, there was a blatant robbery in that fight. Like, no, like watch those fights. Like JDM was tuning the fuck out of almost everybody you mentioned had a close fight, if not a robbery with him. And the only reason people consider a robbery is because he got taken down and held down for a minute. Right? That's the only reason. So JDM, anti JDM fans, fuck y'all, and I hope he beats Islam Makhachev at the Madison Square Garden guard. Last but not least, we got the Khamzat Chimaev fans. All right, now I'm not gonna apply this to every single Khamzat Chimaev fan, and I'm not even applying this to Khamzat Chimaev like in general, but they will call you a casual for not liking Hamza Chimaev versus Dricus Duplessis. All right. Now, am I really gonna fault Hamza Chimaev fully for that lackluster performance? No. If anything, DDP should know how to get out of side control and just like learn how to use a knee shield and stop and use frames. But at the same time, Hamza Chimaev versus Dricus was not an entertaining fight. And these particular fans will delude you into thinking that it actually was. And that brings me to my other point. They cannot accept that some people just don't like Khamzat Chimaev. All right. Like they prefer to watch other middleweight contenders who can get highlight reel KOs. Not saying Khamzat Chimaev can't, but that's not typically his style. And they can't accept the fact that Khamzat Chimaev's inactive, which is why not many fans are really thrilled to see him. All right. Most middleweight contenders right now fight once every 4 to 6 months. And even if they lose, like there's a reason why people love them more than Khamzat Chimaev, who's currently the champion of this division, who arguably is gonna have a long title reign because like there are questions regarding Khamzat Chimaev's activity. Like I'm not gonna be thrilled to see Khamzat Chimaev back in there like next August. All right, I would love to see him bare minimum at like March or April. I think that could be done. If not, then like I think all of our worries about Khamzat Chimaev being like an inactive champion are correct. And that's my other thing, right? Khamzat Chimaev, like yes, he gets wicked submissions. Yes, he makes wrestling look fun. But in the cases that he doesn't, these are the fans who will call you a casual and they'll tell you to go watch kickboxing if you didn't like Hamza Chimaev's last fight with DDP. All right. It just gets to a point where you're just deluding yourself. Like you probably don't want to seem like a casual, which is why you're saying that oh Hamza Chimaev's fight was entertaining and like you're the problem if you didn't like it. Like no. Like it wasn't a good fight with him and DDP. All right. It was impressive. Khamzat Chimaev showed levels, and he showed that he's the best middleweight on the planet right now. But am I thrilled to see more Khamzat Chimaev fights if that's going to be the norm from now on? No. So, Khamzat Chimaev fans, quit deluding yourself, all right? He's good. Overall, he's fun to watch, but you got to admit his fight with DDP, it was very uneventful to say the very least. Alright, that's gonna be it for today's video. If you guys want to see more videos like this, please make sure to like and subscribe so we can get this channel monetized. Otherwise, though, leave a comment down below what you guys think, and I will see you guys later. Peace.